Boom. What is good? What is happening, everybody? It's your boy, Ferris Muthana, and we're back after a bit of a hiatus.
Oh
Due to
yeah,
ill-
you decide to come back this week after all the weeks you've been gone. Uh, this is the week you decide to show up.
yeah, because I need to talk about how much of frauds you guys are. You frauds. You 2-bit lying frauds. You know what, man? Where's Denny Green? Where's Denny Green? Where's Denny Green? You know what?
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Yeah, I should have known. I should have never trusted y'all. I should have never trusted y'all for nothing. Nothing. Just oh my god. Because I realized, man, after you trash team completely flamed out the playoffs like you always do, I went back and I did more research on the season, right? And I realized something. The reason y'all got this great defense, this statistical defense, because y'all were beating up on shit offenses and very bad offenses. You guys blew
The
out the
Giants were playing
Giants.
those same offenses and didn't barely win any games.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, we played basically the same schedule, dumbass.
Yeah, well, the point is,
And you are winning.
yeah, I know we weren't winning with injuries.
Okay, so how are you talking when your team sucks ass?
Well, you know what? My team sucks. Your team sucks. You both teams suck. You can't hurt me.
Well, it's better.
I know my
Better
team
than your team.
stinks. I know
It's
my
better than
team
your
stinks.
team.
And you know what? Your team is just like my team, sitting on the couch, watching the playoffs.
Well, it's still better. Still way better than your team.
Oh yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Keep finding some solace in that, Caleb.
I'm not
Keep
finding
finding
any
some
solace.
solace.
I mean, that's just a fact. I'm just saying a fact.
Whatever. Both teams suck. They both
No,
suck.
I mean,
They
way
both
better.
suck.
We're way better.
At the
than
end of the
Giants.
day, the team, the one goal for a team, Caleb, not play, but a goal for one team. A team gets one goal. It's winning a title. And neither team is winning that title, so they both suck. End of discussion. There it is.
The Giants suck more.
You know what? You still suck. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
As long as I'm
You know what
not
I
at the
mean?
bottom of the barrel of the Giants.
Jerry couldn't get what he wanted.
I want me some glory hole.
No, Jerry, you get none. You get none. None for you, Jerry. So, Caleb, take me through that faithful Saturday day.
I mean, there's not much to go through. I mean, the game ended at halftime.
Yeah, it
I
did.
mean,
Yeah, it did.
I mean, there's really no reason to even talk about the second half because the game was over after they get the 27 or 24, 27-7 lead.
Yes.
And you kind of really saw it coming at the first drive. I mean, they did the smart thing. They take the ball. They win the toss. They take the ball, which we like to do. We've been doing that throughout the season, so we can score first and get ahead because that's how we play our best is when we're playing ahead against other teams, and we can just roll from there. And they did exactly that to us. They got ahead. We played bad from behind, and it was just more of the same. It was more of the same problems that have been prevalent throughout the season. Why did that drive keep going? It's because we committed 2 penalties on that first drive, which kept going, prolonged it. They have a long drawn out drive, and the defense is just getting beat up. And then the defense also got beat up because Dan Quinn just called a horrible game. I mean, what was he doing? I mean, what the hell was he calling? He's playing soft zone coverage, playing way off the receivers. They have plenty of space to get open, and Jordan Love was just tearing them up. I mean, we give him all that space. I mean, what do you expect to happen? Obviously, you're expecting the pass rush to get there, but Michael Parsons as a no-show doesn't do anything the whole game. The whole defensive line doesn't do anything. They can't stop. Another problem, we can't stop. We knew we can't stop the run through the whole season. It's exactly what happened. I mean, they just pounded us with Aaron Jones. They saw what the Bills did. They saw what the Cardinals did, and they stuck to that game plan and hit us and all of our weaknesses. And playing the zone coverage the way he did. I don't know if he was afraid that Stephon Gilmore was still recovering from his shoulder injury, and maybe didn't want to play press man because of that. Maybe he was afraid of Deron playing this getting beat outright because of his speed. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but it wasn't working. I mean, at some point after the first 2 drives where they're just going down the field, you would think you would do something different, and he doesn't. I mean, just the spacing on the defensive line was stupid. I mean, it was just completely stupid how spread apart they were, and it just created these gaps where the running back can just run right through them. It was just dumb. I mean, just completely dumb. And we've known we already can't stop the run because of our defensive line is not there. We did have Hankins back, but that didn't really matter. I mean, there was just nothing in the middle to have any resistance to that run game. And then we all know our linebacking core is completely uh, light. I mean, we have Marquise Bell. He's getting pushed back by the offensive line because he only weighs 205 pounds because he's a converted safety,
Mhm.
and we don't have Ling Vander Esch, and so we're just totally light in the linebacking core. And there's no run stoppers. We have no run stoppers, so it's just horrible defense by Dan Quinn. Horrible defense that he called, and that just gives no opportunity to the offenses, to the offensive side. And Dak is trying to make something happen. He's trying to force the ball, and he gets two early picks there. The
Pick
receivers
sixes.
aren't.
Pick
Yeah, I
sixes.
mean, the receivers aren't getting open. I mean, you even saw how much the receivers were so lackadaisical in their routes. When you have Mike McCarthy on the sideline, there's a clear shot of him going over to CeeDee Lamb and kind of talking about like, what the hell's going on here? I mean, you're doing something wrong here. You're not getting open, you're not catching the ball. Dak's not having a good game, and it's kind of all falling apart here. Just nothing. We just
What
get nothing
happened on
from
the
offense.
Lucas Musgraves touchdown, Caleb? What happened? He ran across the field. He was wide open, just playing, just like, hey, Jordan, right here. And it was just a bad play. Did you, like Ryan said in the chat, right? Like, we're gonna have the same conversations next year. Same, great regular season, playoff failure as long as McCarthy's coach.
Totally
What
agree. I totally agree with Brian.
disconnect? What is it? What's going? Well, not even 20 years. This 30-year disconnect. What's going on? What's
I mean, just look at the coaches we had.
winning? The big one.
I mean, look at the coaches. You got Barry Switzer, you got Campo, you got Wade Phillip, Jason Garrett, and now Mike McCarthy. I mean, these aren't guys that are really making it happen in the playoffs, and are not guys that are easily controlled by Jason Garrett. I mean, not just by Jerry Jones.
So Jerry's the problem. So Jerry's the problem.
Yeah, he's the problem of what coaches he wants to hire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the problem.
He wants someone to control.
This whole time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He wants someone to control. Because if he was willing to, you obviously saw it when he had the pushback with Jimmy Johnson. You saw the pushback he had with Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells, I mean, if he would have stuck a little longer, I think we could have done something. But he only had the 1 year with Romo. So, and we saw that played out. But I think if he had a couple more years, I think we could have done it. But you get a pushover soft ass like Wade Phillips and completely blow it. And that's kind of what we've had for since that time. That's been the main issue with us.
Because it ain't the players. Y'all got players.
Yeah.
Y'all got players.
I mean, how many all pros do you need? I mean, we got like 8 all pros, and we still can't win a playoff game. So how does that make sense? I mean, you only have to put it on the coach because we're completely unprepared. We come out looking like crap in the playoffs every single year. Why? Why every single year we come out and look like crap? That doesn't make sense. I mean, you're not getting them prepared. You're not getting them ready for the game. And people want to say, the whole Dak thing about, he can't carry the team. Okay, if all the other and that he has such talented players around him that carry him, if that is true, then why the hell don't they show up when he needs them? If he's playing bad, aren't they carrying him? Because you just said that he's getting carried by the other players. Okay, then where are they? Why aren't they getting open? Why aren't they blocking? Why aren't they running hard? Why aren't they doing their jobs? If that's true, that they're the ones carrying, then why didn't they carry? Because they didn't do shit either. So apparently they both need each other because when Dak plays bad, they play bad. Everybody's playing bad throughout the playoff games that we've had in the past few years. The whole offense is playing bad. It's just if he's playing bad, then they're playing bad. I mean, I don't really see the whole caring thing to me.
Yeah, I see. Because last year against the Niners, all the entire
They weren't
offensive
getting
side of
open
the
in that
ball.
game either.
Yeah,
Why?
y'all didn't even do nothing. Well, I think
Why
it was
weren't
like
they getting open?
14.
Why weren't they blocking better? Why weren't they protecting? If there's so much talent carrying him, where are they when he needs them?
Mm-hmm. Could this mean that we've overrated Cowboys talent? Could we have Are we overrating the offensive side of the ball?
I've said that sometimes we do get overrated because we, when we're the most popular team. I mean, it's only it's because of that even when the Associated Press is one that votes on the all pros, the fans vote on the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you tend to look at the ones that we're always on national TV, so you're going to see how well we do, how good those players are on national television. You're not watching every single game, and sometimes, yeah, I do think sometimes the talent is overrated, in certain situations with certain players. And then all of a sudden they just don't show up. Like our best players don't show up. Why isn't Marvin Parsons doing a goddamn thing? Why isn't anybody? Why isn't CeeDee Lamb catching the balls, getting open like he was throughout the whole entire season? All of a sudden he has to be talked to by Mike McCarthy on the sideline.
Mm-hmm. Could the lights be too bright for them? They're mentally weak.
Probably. I mean, they probably are soft. I mean, but it comes down to coaching. Why? I mean, that's all I mean, you get the mentality and the mindset from the coach.
I know, but this was before Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. None of the coaches we've had have been good.
Okay.
We've had Mike McCarthy.
Could that be a player problem? Because you can't keep doing the same thing with different coaches. You know what I mean?
Could
that be
that's the thing. It's the same soft ass coaches.
So you're saying, like, let's say you hire Bill Belichick. It could elevate
that's
you
what
guys.
I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted. Because that instills some discipline into the team. Why are we always the most penalized team? We're always the most penalized team in the league all the time. I mean, obviously that comes down to we're not being disciplined because we have a soft head coach that doesn't want to instill any discipline to the team. And you always see the Patriots don't commit a lot of penalties every single year.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have fumbles and stuff like that. The stupid mistakes that we always make, and that contributes to why we lose in the playoffs because we always have dumb mistakes. We always mess up. We always have penalties. We always do stupid stuff.
Yeah, well, speaking of Bill Belichick, Caleb, let's truly transition because the game really there's not much to talk about. The game, Packers beat you down.
Yeah.
Jordan Love. By the way, this Jordan Love hype train. Let's calm it down a little because let me tell you why.
I said on the betting show, it even shows in the spread of this game against the Packers and who they're playing, the Niners, that the Vegas has no faith in them. They basically saying the Cowboys, it was because of the Cowboys' failures that they won that game, not because they're great team.
Because right now Jordan Love's on a 4-game win streak, right?
Yeah.
But prior to the Cowboys game, these are the teams he beat: the Bears, the Vikings, and the Panthers. Before that, he was on an 0-2 losing streak, losing to the Bucs and the Giants. So you barely beat the Panthers by 3. You blew out the Vikings without Kirk Cousins, and you beat the Bears 17-9. You won 3 games, but let's calm down with the level of competition, right? It's kind of a fraudulent winning streak. That's what it is. So I think the Niners are going to wipe the floor with the Packers. I think they are. Fun fact, really, I think I found out is teams that have lost to Kirk Cousins this year, or teams that have lost to Kirk Cousins, don't win Super Bowls. And guess what? 2 teams have lost to Kirk Cousins this year, Caleb, that's still in the playoffs.
I forget.
Packers and the Niners.
Oh, really?
So one of them is going to take one out, and Brownie brought this up to me, and he thinks then the Lions will beat the winner of this matchup. Because if you lose to Kirk Cousins, you don't go to the Super Bowl. And both of these teams have lost to Kirk Cousins this year.
And that's
so if this happens, that voodoo is still in the air. The Kirk Cousins voodoo. Ryan says, if the Cowboys had Belichick, he would hold players accountable. Not sure if McCarthy does. Yeah, pretty much, because I'm going to be real with you. Those Packers teams, you know, look what's developed. Like, look, their star quarterback, I had talking about conspiracy theories and accusing people of being pedophiles. Like, you know what I mean?
And what did they do? They always lost in the playoffs. After they won their first Super Bowl, they lost every other year.
Every other year.
Every year they were in the playoffs.
I remember, Caleb, you remember when they went 15-1? You remember that year? Right?
Yeah.
So the Giants would just beat the Atlanta Falcons. Right? You know, it was you know, they beat them in the playoffs. It was cool, right? The Giants then go to Lambeau Field and blow out the Green Bay Packers. They blow them out. And Hakeem Nicks had this Hail Mary touchdown right before halftime. Game was over. Everyone knew the Giants were going to win. Then the Giants then went to Candlestick. Eli Manning had to survive an onslaught of Aldon Smith, Justin Smith, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Ahmad Brooks. You'd see it made sense why they're just mentally weak, and when the lights are bright, they crumble. And that's what happened. That's what happened.
And yeah, I mean, it just seems like the 2010 season that he won the Super Bowl, just, you know, obviously you have Aaron Rodgers playing, amazing. And, you know, things kind of fell their way, and you didn't have those
they had also veteran leadership on that team. Yeah, people forget about that Packers team, man. When Charles Woodson and Donald Driver are your two leaders on this team, like, who are the old leaders on the Cowboys? Who instill
Stephon Gilmore?
Yeah,
Brandon
you're
Cook
right.
Should have been
the offensive side, but the thing with Stephon Gilmore, you know, he's a good player. He's a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal piece. But was he the one always looked at to be the leader? Like, he wasn't like, hey,
no. I mean, basically the leader is DeMarcus Lawrence. That's the leader of the defense, and obviously Dyke's the leader of the offense.
Yeah, and you know what? Not good enough leaders. This is a failure in leadership right here, from head coach to players. Because sometimes players can win despite coaching. It happens all the time. If players are headstrong and they push forward, but no, not the Cowboys. They crumbled. They crumbled at home. At home. That's the problem. At home. And here's also another crazy stat, Caleb. The Packers have the same amount of playoff wins at AT&T Park as the Cowboys. Since it opened, you guys have had 3 home playoff wins, and they've had 3 wins at your house. That's not okay.
It's a completely embarrassing loss.
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing effort. Embarrassing coaching. Just all around embarrassing. And then, you know, it's just how Jerry reacted after the game, like he was about to like cry and stuff. And then you go
I enjoyed
back
it.
And you say, oh, Mike McCarthy's coming back. How do you have that reaction? And then you say, we're just going to do the same thing again. How does that make sense? That just goes to show you that it's all about who we can control.
That's the thing, right there. No, it's all.
It ain't about you feeling all sad that you want to run so bad. You just want to control your guy and do what you've been doing, and you don't want to change anything.
So Caleb does agree with you. Big Red says, "Do you think Dallas keeping McCarthy's music?" Caleb says, "Yes."
What are we gonna do? We can't win the playoffs.
Caleb, you always
doing the same thing over and over.
You call Brodney a mean person, but look what Brodney said to you, man. He says, "Keep your head up, Caleb."
When did I call Brodney a mean person?
Yeah, you do all the time. It's fine. It's fine.
When? Why are you lying? You're just making
you literally say, why are you guys? You literally say it every other week. What is going on here?
When? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh my. Okay, now we're doing some revisionist history here. They're always when they make fun of you, you're like, oh, come on, guys, don't make fun of me.
What are you talking about?
You know what? This is fun, man.
I know.
It's fun.
So what are you talking about? I say that he's mean.
I've heard you say it before. I don't know when, but I've heard it.
No,
I've heard it.
I call
Yeah.
Hendo a hater because
Oh, Hendo. Oh, okay, got you. My bad. Hendo's
a
the hater. No, you called Rodney a hater once.
I mean, I don't remember that.
Okay. All right. Do you think the Bills will exercise the demons beating the Chiefs this year? Allen's biggest test is
No, I do not.
Yeah,
Bills always lose in the
We'll
playoffs.
preview it in a bit. So we're gonna move on to the other team in blue. The New York Giants. Nothing much really happened with the New York Giants. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles the last week of the year, which was surprising. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're welcome, by the way.
Everybody beat the Eagles.
Yeah, everyone's beating the Eagles, and the Eagles then lost to the Bucks. You know what? I keep telling people this, man. NFC East football, it's not about the success of your team. All right, it's not about that. It's about the failures of your bitter rivals. And you know what? I had a great playoff weekend watching the Cowboys get blown out at home and the Bucks beating the Eagles. It was tremendous to watch. Watching all them tears. I was watching that lady who was a Cowboys fan saying like, oh, knowing what's gonna happen. Oh my God, the memes are gonna be amazing.
Well, at least for this upcoming year, I don't have that excitement or expectation.
Yeah, you do. You will.
So no, I don't. I absolutely do not. I absolutely believe we're going to do the same exact year, win 12 games, and lose in the playoffs. That's exactly what's going to happen again. I have no expectations of going anywhere.
Okay, let me ask you something. The greatest conundrum question in all of sports. You get 1 year where you win the Super Bowl, right? You get 1 year of winning the Super Bowl, and you suck for most of your years.
Absolutely. I'll take it 100%. I take it 100% all day, every day. That's all I need. I just need one. Just give me one. I'll be happy forever. The rest of my life, I can die happy.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Watching your team win Super Bowls is happy. I've seen it twice. It's phenomenal. It's
I just need one. Just give me one.
Just give me one. Yeah, same thing with
I don't have to ever win one again. I'll be good.
Yeah, man. Like that's the same thing I say about the NBA. Like, give me one Knicks championship. Give me one Knicks championship. Give me one. Give me one, baby. While I'm still alive. But we'll see one day. So yeah, so speaking of the other team in New York, the New York Giants, nothing really much happened with them. Football wise, the season ended with a game winner. It is what it is. But then everything else happened when the season ended. Oh damn, Bronny. See, you Lakers fans, man. You Lakers fans we get it. Y'all have 17 championships. Blah blah blah. Like a brother just wants one title. Just give me one, man. Give me what y'all gave Toronto. Y'all allowed Toronto to have this one magical championship, and then Toronto sucked for the rest of the years. Give me one. I just want one, man. Just give me one. That's all I need. Just give me one while I still live and breathe. Yes, all the news is happening in the offseason. Coaching controversy. It's a coaching conundrum, I think. It's been talked to ad nauseum the past couple of weeks. Wink Martindale and Brian Daboll friction, button heads. I believe I was on this channel kind of throwing doubt on the Jay Glazer report. You know what? I'm never going to doubt him again. I'm never going to doubt them again. Jay Glazer knows everything that's about everything because his biggest source literally is his best friend in Michael Strahan. Who is not a better source of Giants organizational knowledge than Michael Strahan? Michael Strahan has an open key to that building. They love Michael Strahan because everyone loves Michael Strahan. Who doesn't love Michael Strahan? By the way, Michael Strahan, I'm praying for you and your daughter, brother. I'm praying for you and your daughter. So you guys are in my prayers. I hope she beats out the brain tumor she got. We're praying for you, Isabella. So he of course, Jay Glazer is gonna be like, so Mike, I got this thing. Is this true? And him and Mike are gonna talk about it. And of course, he's not gonna say, oh yeah, my source to confirm this is Michael Strahan. Or if he does have people in the building, he was right. Brian Daboll and Wink Martindale do not like each other at all. Nothing. No love. Nothing. So what happened was he wants to keep Wink Martindale. He tells Wink Martindale, "Hey, yo, man, we're gonna make some changes to the roster or the coaching staff. I'm gonna fire Bobby Johnson, his best friend, and I'm gonna fire Drew Wilkes and Kevin Wilkes, your outside linebacker coach, who is coaching an underwhelming group, and his brother, who's a defensive assistant who does nothing. And apparently Brian Daboll was seeing that they're going to make a cabal because he didn't want his coordinators and his position coaches to have a direct line to ownership because he's the coach. You know what I mean? You want your coordinators to funnel through you to the owner. So, but if one of his coordinators is funneling through himself to the coordinator, that breaks off what he wants. He wants collaboration. He wants togetherness. And Wing Martindale was like, nah, I'm not gonna let you fire my position coach who I've brought everywhere with me. So he apparently cusses out Brian Daboll and then storms out. Apparently Brian Daboll heard about the Jay Glazer report and he went into the defensive meeting room and said, who here got a problem with me? I read the report. Someone has a problem. Who here wants to talk about this report? And Caleb, apparently nobody responded. Everyone stayed quiet. So basically, Brian Daboll went into the defensive meeting room and said, I smell B word in here, and I'm right. Because y'all talking to Jay Glazer, but I'm telling y'all, what's up with the report? Y'all got a problem? Let's go. Let's talk about the problem. But nobody want to talk about the problem. That's what this report's saying. And then there's another report that comes out that Brian Daboll needs to calm the hell down. He needs to calm down. He's very militant, Belichickian. He yells, he screams on the headset. Little weird jabs, blaming Wink Martindale for losses, even though I don't believe we lost because we didn't lose the Jets game because of Wink Martindale. We lost because the offense was inept. The defense kept us in the game for as much as possible until at the end, Garrett Wilson made a great play. It happens. But if you scored 20 points, the game would have been over because we would have won 20-13. But we couldn't because we had Tommy Cutlets in and you didn't want him to throw the ball. And it was raining profusely. So, of course, you lost the game. So, it's kind of early Tom Coughlin-y when Tom Coughlin was cussing people out, being a military dictator, a general, and telling people this and telling people that. And the players had to tell him, hey, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. And Tom Coughlin then refined his coaching style for the players. But then here's the thing: what's weird about Brian Daboll report, Caleb, people talk about how he kept yelling at the coordinators and the coaches and cussing them out. But people say, like, oh, but he's great with the players. With the players, he's great. Okay, so with the players, he's great, and they really like him, but he's out here cussing out the coaches. So is it because here's the thing, Caleb. Head coaches do this where a player messes up. They don't cuss out the player. They cuss out the position coach where it's like, if they're not going to play better for you, that means they don't respect you and you shouldn't be here. Because they should see me cussing you out and not be okay with it and play better. That is a philosophy certain head coaches have where I'm not going to never yell at the players. Player messes up. Oh, you messed up. Let's fix it. I'm going to yell at the position coach because I need to find out if these players want to play for this position coach. That's a philosophy I've heard. That's a philosophy I've heard. Is it that type of philosophy? Could he need to chill out a little? Absolutely. Everyone needs to chill out. You need to calm down with the yelling. You can't be yelling at grown men like this. Chill. And the problem is then Wink Martindale's throwing jabs in the media, calling out Xavier McKinney. Apparently Brian Daboll didn't really get why he was calling out Xavier McKinney, and kind of a little friction happening. And you know what? After reading all the reports, it was two ego-driven dudes not working well together because of their egos. A head coach with an ego? Duh. Of course. He's the head coach. Of course he wants power and ego. He has ego. Wink Martindale wants to be a head coach. So of course he has ideas and ways to do it. And they just kept butting heads. And you know what? Wink Martindale's gone. Technically he's gone. But the key is Mike Kafka leaving? That's the key. Because here's the wrinkle of the report, Caleb. He kept taking away play calling duties from Mike Kafka. He gave it to Mike Kafka. Kafka would mess up. He would take it, call some plays. They'd be like, all right, fine, I'm gonna give it back to you. And then Kafka would mess up, take it. I'm gonna call some plays, give it back to you. You know, and that's the key. Can a coordinator do his job properly if he thinks if I mess up a play, he's gonna take the play sheet away from me? But guess what? If a player isn't playing good, of course he's not gonna be thinking, oh man, are they gonna bench me, not let me play? You know what I mean? So he takes it away from him because he's not doing a good job. He calls him, then he said, hi, I'm gonna give it back to you. Hope you learned. And you know, if Kafka's not learning, people around the league like Mike Kafka. And you know what? He wasn't given much to work with. You know, offensive line's terrible. We got a new offensive line coach in Carmen Biscoli. He's he was the offensive line coach in the Raiders. Most Raiders fans are sad that he's gone. A couple are not, but the majority is that they're sad, which is kind of crazy because the Giants wanted to interview Dwayne Ledford, but the Falcons blocked the interview. But now the Falcons are letting anyone interview anybody on that staff. So why did you block the Giants trying to interview Dwayne? But now all the coordinators can and coaches can now interview for any job. So you strategically blocked the Giants, but now no one's getting blocked. What's up with that? So yeah. So my takeaways from all the reports are, Caleb, is Brian Daboll needs to chill. He needs to chill. You're a little yelly. You're not Bill Belichick. So you need to refine your coaching style. You can't be yelling at grown men like that. So you need to calm down. And Wink Martindale needs to chill out with the ego stuff. And his homeboy needs to chill out as well. Because you're an outside linebackers coach, homie. A group on our defense that was underwhelming. Outside linebacker being Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari. No, Kayvon Thibodeau. Jihad Ward, who's the guy who gets the outside linebacker designation. You're with them every day. And there were some times where Kayvon would show up, but then there was times where you're making Kayvon cover a tight end 10 yards down the field. He's a defensive end, for God's sake. I keep telling people this all the time. People talk about, oh, Aiden Hutchinson's better than him. No, he's not. It's because Aiden Hutchinson is allowed to be a defensive end. Kayvon Thibodeau is not allowed to be a defensive end. He's this weird linebacker end that some plays he's covering someone 10 yards down the field, but then other plays he's rushing the passer. So if they just make him play defensive end, that'd be much better. But they don't. I don't know why they don't do that. But it is what it is. That's pretty much what's going on with the New York Giants. I'm probably going to transition over to some draft stuff. You know, we need to look at these quarterbacks, these trade opportunities with the Bears, because the number 1 pick is up for sale. So we'll see what happens.
You guys aren't trading up. You're not worried about that.
How do you know?
You guys don't do that.
Yeah, well, it's a new day. It's a new generation.
I don't think so.
But we traded up last draft.
And you also said that your team was better when I told you it wasn't.
Yeah, and you also said your team was better, and your team got blown out at home on the playoffs. All right, so
we were better in the regular season.
Regular season, schmegular season. Who cares? Yes,
I know.
Sitting at home. You're sitting at home just like the Panthers because you're losers. Losers. All right, now let's preview divisional week, Caleb. All right, we got great matchups. Phenomenal matchups coming up. We got we got tomorrow at 1:30. Texans Ravens.
I'll say all of them.
No, I think Texans Ravens is a pretty good matchup.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
We all know who's gonna win.
So yeah, so the Ravens they were the number 1 seed, so they had the bye week.
9.5-point favorite. I mean,
well, Caleb, here's the thing, man. Matchup. It is a great matchup because here's the thing, Caleb. Last time the Ravens had the number 1 seed, they were against the Tennessee Titans the following week. Titans beat them because they were rusty. Could the momentum of the Texans blowing out the Browns carry on in the rust and the relaxation of the Ravens? Could that backfire? It has to them because people clearly people clearly said that the Ravens are definitely better than this Tennessee Titans team. Tennessee Titans, the only person they have is Derrick Henry. That's it. And Tennessee's like, all we need is Derrick Henry, and they beat them. And with the Texans, they don't have Marlon Humphrey. The Texans have C.J. Stroud. Could that all they need to beat the Baltimore Ravens? It's a one-game playoff. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a one game. What if the Ravens are not hitting on all cylinders? They have a bad game. The Ravens have lost this year. It's not like they were perfect all year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. Like, let's not, the Ravens fans, I think the Ravens are gonna win. But if Tennessee beats them, if Texans beat them, I ain't shocked. Not shocked one bit.
Because we've been surprised about C.J. Stroud's play in this whole Texans team as a whole. Surprised all year. So
yes.
At what point are you going to stop being surprised?
Yes, exactly. I'm done being surprised.
But I expect the Ravens to win.
Yes, I do expect the Ravens to win. But if the Ravens lose, just know I told you so. But then we move on to a matchup that's been going on for a couple of years in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not a matchup.
The Niners are going to beat the living snot out of the Packers. They've beaten the Packers in multiple different ways. They've blown them out offensive-wise. They beat them down defensively. I remember the game where they beat the Packers because of a special teams play. Kyle Shanahan has the Packers number, and especially Matt LaFleur. And that's what's going to happen, man. I think Matt LaFleur is not gonna happen. It's just not, because Kyle Shanahan enjoys facing his former assistants because he enjoys beating them. Because he wants to remind them, hey, who's daddy? I am. Remember that. And I think he's a little mad at Matt LaFleur for not giving him Aaron Rodgers. And Matt LaFleur is mad that he tried to get Aaron Rodgers. So it's a little beef. It's a little beef. Yeah. But yeah, Niners big.
Niners going to blow them out.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think this next matchup is very good either.
Lions outright.
Yeah, they're gonna beat them down too. I feel very similarly. I do about the Buccaneers as I do the Packers. They only won because the other team looked like complete ass.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles have been collapsing that whole last part of the year there, and of course they were going to lose. They've been playing horrible. They're a horrible team in the final 5-6 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't take anything from that win. I still think the Bucs have been doing that all season, where they get a great win and then they completely crap the bed the next week. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen here. They play a good game, and now they're going to get their ass kicked.
I agree, because there's nothing really much to say. Lions, very physical team. Tampa Bay's not. Lions going to line up and punch them right in the mouth. They have a flurry of offensive linemen. People forget, man, Dan Skipper is a starting tackle in the NFL. The problem is he just doesn't start on the Lions, because the Lions have Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell at tackle. That's just crazy about Dan Skipper. He should start on any other team, but he's a swing tackle for the Lions. And they are
we cut him.
Yeah. Well, it's a bad decision.
I wouldn't say any other team.
No, bad decision, I guess. Huh?
Probably
need him, huh?
You've seen it. Our line's pretty good.
Okay, fine. You're right. That's a good point. All right, valid point. Any other team not named the Lions or the Cowboys? Okay, fine. You're welcome. Or the Eagles. Probably the Eagles cut him too. He's a good swing tackle. Probably starts on occasion for certain teams. Dan Skipper, good for you, man. But yeah. Jamari Gibbs, David Montgomery. Nobody on the Bucs scares me like corner-wise. Amon-Ra St. Brown's gonna have a great game. Devin White and Levante David, they haven't been the same in a couple of years. So is Sam Laporta gonna have a great game? But Sam Laporta is battling that knee injury, so that may be slowing down. So Sam Laporta may not be a big factor, but Amon-Ra St. Brown's definitely gonna be a big factor, because cornerback wise, who do you really think is gonna stop Amon-Ra St. Brown. Carlton Davis. No. I don't know who the other cornerback is on the Buccaneers. It's Carlton Davis and somebody else, but it is what it is. I'm going Lions. -7. Is that the line? Is that the line?
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah,
6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm betting. Give me the 6.5. Give it to me.
You're laying the 6.5.
I'm laying the 6.5. I'm going 7. Is that how you mean? Like they beat
They have to win by 7 or more points.
6.5 or more points?
7. You can't score 6.5. You have to win by 7.
Okay, yes. 1 by 7, yes. I'm taking it. I'm taking that. The Bucks will not cover the spread. Is that what it means?
Yes. Yeah.
There it is. See, I'm learning, man. I'm learning. Chiefs Bills in Buffalo. The snow is falling.
This is the actual good matchup.
This is the matchup because you have one man trying to exercise his demons. Here's the thing about Josh Allen. People want to bring up. He has beaten Patrick Mahomes. He has. People forget that he has beaten Patrick Mahomes. The problem is Patrick Mahomes has beaten him in their only 2 playoff appearances.
I don't think they've done it in the playoffs.
No, he's never done it in the playoffs. That's the key. He's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. I believe he's actually undefeated against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. He's undefeated. But when the game is on the line and the lights are bright, Patrick Mahomes seems to always beat him somehow, some way, some reason. And I'm not gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna bet against the Juju. All right.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They've just been one of the best playoff teams in history. Really, they rarely lose. They've gone to AFC Championship every single season, and I don't see any reason why they won't. I mean, obviously they've had their problems in the receiving core with some of the drops that they've had. But you see now the really good connection last week with Rashid Rice. So it just keeps that going out. Like I said, he's Patrick Mahomes is going to do his thing, and the Bills are going to do their thing, and that's losing the playoffs.
Exactly. And you know what? Travis Kelce's due. He's due.
For what?
He's due for a big game. You know what I mean? Like he's due for a big game. Like he has to, right? Like he can't just keep milling about, moseying down the road like lollygagging lackadaisical. He's due for a good game. He's due, man.
That dropped in that last game.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's very bad. But, in the snow, it's great to pass the ball in the snow, actually, Caleb. Tom Brady famously said he loved playing in the snow because here's the thing. The offensive player knows where he's going. He knows the route. Defensive player doesn't, and he's backpedaling in snow, in ice. So he has to slow up the back pedal because what if he speeds up and falls? Boom, it's over. Sometimes corners don't even backpedal. They just fall back because they can't backpedal because of that. And that's why you have a lot of snow games where you're like, yo, man, why did he pass 300 yards in the snow? Because it's great for offenses because the offense knows where they're going. The defense doesn't. They're always playing back. The defense is always playing back. They're going backwards. They're always going backwards. And Caleb, imagine having to do everything backwards, but now imagine having to do everything backwards in the snow. You're going to slow up. You're going to, slow it up and try to survey the field. And Patrick Mahomes is going to have a field day with that. And I think the biggest key is the middle of the field. That's Travis Kelce's area. You need to take advantage of that. But then the thing is, they have very good linebackers in Terrell Dotson and Terrell Bernard. So they are pretty good. So Rishi Rice is probably going to have a great game because they don't have Trey White. But the key is Sean McDermott, he knows how to make corners play well. So again, the middle of the field is where it's key. And Travis Kelce needs to show up. He needs to show up. But I'm going Chiefs. So we got Chiefs, Lions, Niners, Ravens.
No.
There it is. Those are our picks. And I'm taking Lions -6.5, which is 7. What's the line for the Bills game?
2.5.
2.5. I'm taking the 3. Is that what it means? Taking the 2.5.
You're just plus 2.5.
I'm taking plus 2.5. So even if the Chiefs lose, I still win.
Yeah, but they had to lose by less than
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
So like if they lost by 1, I still win money.
Yes.
But if they win outright, I still win money.
Yes.
Let's go. One day I'll gamble. One day.
Well, you would win more money if you just took them outright.
A word?
Yeah.
I'll take them outright. I don't know why I said that.
Actually gonna bet?
Nah, I don't have any money.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't have any money? That's the biggest ass lie I've ever heard. I don't have any money.
All right, you know what's not a lie? We're heading on out. Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter/X. You can find me on this channel for the next couple weeks on Wednesday night at 8:00 doing betting the NFL. We got 2 more weeks to go. We get to the championship round and we get the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl episode is going to be a big episode for us. We're going to do a whole lot of props for you. So a lot of opportunities to make some money.
Over under 3.5 for the national anthem. Love that one. That one's always a good prop.
Who's singing it? Did they announce who's singing it?
I don't know. They never do. I don't know.
I thought they did.
They probably did. I just didn't pay attention. Which song is Usher gonna start with? And the halftime show. That's probably gonna be another good one. But I digress. Everyone, my name is Ferris Muthana. Find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. You can find me here every 3 o'clock Pacific. Good Friends, Better Rivals, as well as every Friday, 8 o'clock Pacific on our entertainment channel. Me and Adelia.
Oh, Reba McEntire. That's who's singing it.
Me and Adelia will be Reba McEntire. That's nice. Me and Adelia will be doing the open table a little bit later. So make sure to hop on over there at 8. Also, me and Adelia brought back the rally. It's our tennis podcast. The Australian Open's been going on. And let's just say, man, what a tremendous tournament. Amazing. You know what? You know what's crazy about tennis, Kid? Let me tell you what's crazy about tennis, man. You could be there for an hour and a half, or you could be there for 6 hours. You don't know.
That's a great thing.
No, it's not. It's a horrible thing, really. It's a pretty bad thing. That's why I like world football, because world football, it's 2 hours max and you're done.
Soccer.
Yeah. Soccer. Yes, soccer. It's 2 hours and you're done. You're done. After 2 hours, you're done. That's it. Like a regular season game, 2 hours, you're out. And the only reason it's 2 hours that, there's like a 15-minute intermission. So I rounded out to 2 hours. It's actually like less than 2 hours, like an hour and 40 minutes, an hour 45. Yeah. So 2 hours. So it's actually a great sport. It's a great sport because of time,
See, that's why he's the hater.
Sad day. Well, I know he's right. It is a sad day in the NFC East. It is a sad day. You got you and him both. Y'all got blown out, and us and the Commanders are in the top 10 in the draft. So yeah, teams all suck, but it is what it is. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day. See y'all soon. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be talking the NFL divisional rounds and some other stuff, Giants and Cowboys related. The Giants probably could get a defensive coordinator by then. We'll see. But on that note, everyone, stay safe and see y'all next time. Peace.